Okay. Hey, how's it going? Tonight, this is Joshua Engelbreston. Bredson. Sorry. He was one of my preceptors in my undergrad. He currently works at the University of Nebraska at Omaha with the men's Division One ice hockey team. So thank you for doing this, Josh. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Max.
Yeah, no problem. So we're going to jump into it here. First question. For how long have you been a preceptor or clinical instructor?
Since I graduated my undergrad in 2004, so 14 years now.
Really? 14 years?
14 years, yeah.
It's, because you started up in Vermont, right?
Started in Wisconsin. I graduated from Wisconsin Stevens Point in 2004, and then I went to Northern Illinois, and I was a preceptor immediately there for 2 years as a grad assistant. And then I did 8 years out in Vermont, and this is my 5th year now here in Omaha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so how was that then, right off the bat, being a preceptor?
It was interesting. I had gone from being a student to, I think I had 6 or 8 that first year of students by myself. So, yeah, it was definitely interesting. Little did we know we weren't even supposed to have students your first year out, but our clinical coordinator made it happen, and it was good. Like, you learn on the fly, I guess, going from learning yourself to now you're trying to teach other people. So It was good, but it was definitely stressful.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Next question. I kind of already touched on it already, but what is your current position?
Yeah, I'm in charge of men's hockey and men's and women's golf here at the University of Nebraska Omaha. So this is my 5th year here. Just finished 4 years of doing that. So.
Okay. How many students do you supervise currently?
We do 1 a semester, sometimes 2 a semester. Right now I've got 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's nice. Better than that 8.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I'd be freaking out.
That's great.
Would you describe this position as your dream job, a good fit, or a stop along the way?
Yeah, I think this is probably my dream job. Like, there are only 60 Division I hockey schools in the country, and to be honest, half of them are not jobs that you necessarily want. But this is definitely one where I just work with the hockey team. So I've got 28 guys by myself.
Living the life.
That's right.
How would you assess your level of excitement with your current job?
Average, I guess I would say. You're always excited to help the guys out. You're always excited to come to work, but it does get stressful, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of, especially this time, we got a lot of guys coming back from surgery and stuff like that. So you're trying to make sure that they're getting the care that they need, and we're not rushing it back, because we've got like 40 days to our first game. So it's coming up quick, but yeah, you got a couple guys that we haven't allowed to really practice much yet, but we're hoping they'll be ready in 40 days for us. So we'll see.
Right.
Yeah. So it's good and it's bad, you know.
Right. Approximately how many hours a week do you spend working, and how many of those hours are spent educating students within your setting?
Yeah, I'd say working right now is probably about 50 hours a week. Yeah, somewhere in there, maybe a little bit more depending on the days. And mostly every hour of the day is working with the student, trying to educate them, because we have them assigned specifically to us. And you know, she's here as much as she possibly can be with her class schedule, and that ends up being 30 to 40 hours a week. So, and then with the way I do things, you kind of like just let them immerse themselves in with the team with you, so they're constantly learning, they're constantly doing things, not just sitting back and watching. So,
right.
Yeah.
What are the positives? What excited you about your current
job? Yeah, just like I said, this is kind of a once in a lifetime thing. Not very many people have this job. There's there's only 60 of us in the world that can say that. So it's kind of a unique thing. Not as unique as the NHL, I guess, but it's pretty neat. I think that's what excites me. It's a very close level to professional. So we got a bunch of our guys will actually go on and play, and some of them are actually in the NHL teams. So you're working right there with those elite level athletes.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I'd be just you know how excited I'd be.
Yeah.
So what are the positives about being a preceptor?
I really think when students like just enjoy it,
Mm-hmm.
they know what they're getting themselves into, but they like it. They immerse themselves and really feel good about helping athletes out, and really feel like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing with their lives, with their careers, I guess. So
Right. I could see that kind of being almost like more inspiring for you to, even for yourself, going forward in your career too.
yeah. But yeah, you always kind of follow those ones that you have a close relationship with and see where they end up, getting a PhD or working someplace in the AHL and stuff like that. So it's neat to see that stuff. People that really seem to enjoy it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the next two questions I'm going to kind of tie together.
Yep.
So in what ways do you provide mentoring to your students, and how do you feel that you're a good mentor for them?
How do I provide it? I think I just try to make them part of my staff. Like I'm right there filling water bottles with them, and they're right there doing evals with me. Just to we work together, so that if there's ever a question, if there's ever something that they need a correction on, they feel like they can trust me. They feel like they know me and they know what I'm looking for. So, and I always offer them the ability to come and sit down in my office and talk to me, even if it's not about athletic training. Not all of them do that, but sometimes they do. And then really just try to immerse them in this lifestyle, not more so than even than the job itself. Is athletic training, I've always said, more of a lifestyle than a career, because it definitely changes the way you live your life outside. And what was the second part of the question, Max?
Do you feel that you're a good mentor for them?
For some, yeah, I think I do. Like some of them you really click with. Some of them you work really well with. Sometimes like they just maybe they don't get you, they don't like you, they don't like the setting or something like that. So you don't always reach all of them, I think, but I think you reach a fair amount of them.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't know if that I'm the best at it or that good, but I know that I've had some students with positive experiences coming out of here. So yeah.
Yeah, going back to that first question, I even like time I spent with you guys, I really appreciated like how you kind of just immersed me in everything, and just let me see it and try and be the athletic trainer, but obviously within reason. But
when I graduated from undergrad, I was the internship program, so we literally just got a team and we were left with it. I don't think my preceptors left their office unless we grabbed them and pulled them out. So we ran the athletic training room, we ran the team, we did everything, and I don't know that I would have made it without that, to be honest with you. Like I was very reserved, very laid back. I wouldn't have jumped out into those situations if somebody else was doing it. So that I kind of have adopted my way of doing it now, that we have to have direct supervision at all times, to kind of mimic that as much as I can, like giving you projects, even the students projects, so that they're literally doing it too, and that way they feel that they can grow and understand it and learn from it too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, really like jumping in head first.
Yeah, exactly. My first thing was a 10 mat wrestling meet. I was a sophomore in college and I had no clue. I knew first aid. I just threw you on a mat, and like by the end of it, you're scared, but by the end of the day, you felt like you could conquer anything because you got through it. So I remember that feeling, and you kind of want to give that feeling to the athletic trainer every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
What excites you the most about athletic training as a profession?
Just helping people, I think.
Mm.
Having them achieve their goals, seeing like the disappointment on their face and turning that into like, holy cow, this ankle is now better than it was before I even hurt it. Like having them realize that the injury doesn't have to derail their career or even make it setback. It can really be part of their growth.
Mm-hmm. In what ways do you model excitement about the profession for your students?
I think just the way I am is kind of. I guess I'm not a terribly excited person, but kind of an even keel. But I think excitement for the profession is just like I get in here every day and I enjoy doing this job. And I think if you have a bad attitude, then the student sees that, and then maybe they don't like that job or what you're doing specifically. But I think if you really enjoy what you're doing, then you'll be excited to come to work, and I think that's the biggest part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that especially like helped me as a student too. Is if if you or some preceptor were they're happy with what they're doing, or they're able to seem like they're happy what they're doing, just for the student, like that goes a long way. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So yeah, that was the last question. Is there anything else you'd like to kind of add on anything, or?
No, I think I kind of said all the things I like to say. I always sit down in the beginning of the year or beginning of the rotation with the student and just say, like, you're going to get out of this what you put into it. If you want to sit back and watch, then that's what you're going to learn from this. That's how to sit back and watch. If you get yourself involved, if you take an active role in your education and really try to bridge that gap between classroom education and clinical education, you are going to do just fine. And I think the ones that really, really go on and really enjoy this are the ones that really put themselves in that position to learn and bridge that gap. Really
Right.
themselves hands-on. So,
Yeah, I think that's really important to say right off the bat too, because even with other classmates I have, some preceptors don't even say that, and you'd assume students would already kind of like know that, but it's kind of like, oh yeah, this is real. I need to put my time into this. So, good wake up call initially.
Exactly, especially with some of the older students, you're like, hey, this could be your last rotation before you're on your own. Mm-hmm. Like, get in here and take care of your education. Get yourself ready to be alone. Yeah, because as soon as you get past that test, like, that's it.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, well, that was the last question. So, again, thanks, Josh, for doing this. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you.
Thanks.